for you. A doubleheader with the Kellogg Wildcats, 2A Central Idaho League opponent. The sun is shining, and it's supposed to be in the 50s today, so pretty nice weather for a couple of games. A doubleheader here this afternoon. The girls are playing as well. Once again, they are down at the softball fields, and they are also playing the Wildcats. So if you're not doing much this afternoon, come on out and cheer on your Lumberjacks as they take on their 2A Central Idaho League opponent, the Kellogg Wildcats. The Wildcats boys bested Lumberjacks last week. I think it was on Tuesday in a game here in St. Maries. It was actually a home game. The home team was Kellogg. It was supposed to be played over in Kellogg, but the fields up there were not playable due to weather. So they decided to come down and play the home game for the Wildcats here in St. Maries, and it worked out pretty good. It was a pretty good game as well. St. Maries jumped out to a early lead, but the Wildcats came charging back to take the win, 12-8 over St. Maries. So Lumberjacks looking to get a win or two here this afternoon to get back into the right side of things in league play. So with that, let's go ahead and take a break, though, and we'll be back with more here from St. Maries City Park.
T1FCU's Ascend Checking is a simple free checking account that gives you the flexibility to earn dividends. Plus, get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposit, and no minimum balance requirements. So level up your finances with an Ascend checking account. Learn more at t1fcu.org/ascend. T1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Maries.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Maries community for their fundraising efforts and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjack!
Attention high school sports fans. Are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Idaho needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Maries community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Maries, is a proud Lumberjack supporter. because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Maries choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Maries. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Maries at 105 North 8th Street, St. Maries. Tim Parrish back here at St. Maries City Park Fields, getting set for some Lumberjack baseball to a Central Idaho League action, as it's the Lumberjacks and the Wildcats taking to the field today. And these two teams faced off last week. The Lumberjacks have not played since then, but the Wildcats did play Timberlake in a doubleheader. Or actually, it was a single game for their varsity. The varsity side of things for Kellogg, the Wildcats lost 9-5 at Timberlake last week. And Lumberjack boys, they have not played since that game against Kellogg. So this is their first action in about 4 days or so, 5 days. The Lumberjack boys' next action, they will host Grangeville here in St. Maries on Tuesday for a single header. That game is at 4 o'clock. It'll be boys and girls. And since we opted to do boys today, we will probably be covering the girls' game against Grangeville on Tuesday. My reason I did that was because when St. Mary's girls played Kellogg on Tuesday of last week, they beat Kellogg 15-0. The game between Kellogg and St. Mary's boys was a lot closer game. So we opted to broadcast these games here instead of the girls' games. Looking at the schedule a little bit further for next week, Thursday, the boys and girls will be at Freeman, and it shows that softball will play at 4, with baseball playing at 4:30. And then next Saturday, the boys will host Bonners Ferry for a doubleheader here in St. Mary's. Once again, 46 degrees, partly cloudy here in St. Mary's. We're getting really close. We're about 4 minutes until the first pitch. We'll take a quick break and come back with your lineups.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Sun Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Sun Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, You see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
Tim Parrish back here at St. Maries City Park Fields as the Lumberjacks taking on the Wildcats. St. Maries is home team, so they are out in the outfield right now, getting warmed up for the first pitch. Pitching for the Lumberjacks today, at least starting off on the mound, is the junior. It is Brock Anderson. He has an earned run average of 5.48, 1 win and 1 loss on the season. 4 appearances for Anderson. 14 hits, 16 runs, 6 earned runs, 12 walks, 10 strikeouts on the season for Brock. And around the outfield, we've got behind home plate, Dylan Holder over at first base, Wyatt Holmes, Landon Holmes at second, Trace Wicks at shortstop, Riley Abel at third, over in left field, Cody Teft, center field, Milo Marsh, and right field, Jackson Nantel. And the leadoff man for the Wildcats today is Ramsey Rainio. Let's see here, where's his stats at? Batting .333 on the season. He has 6 runs on 3 hits and 1 RBI. First pitch taken low and outside for ball 1. Next pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Rainio as we get things going here at St. Maries City Park Field. Anderson, the pitch on the way. Leaves that one a little bit high, ball 3. Anderson came in later in the game, first time these two teams played earlier in the week, and it took him just a little bit to find his groove. That pitch is going to be right down the middle for strike 1 called as they just groove that fastball. Of course, Rainio not going to swing at anything just yet as he's up in the count, 3 balls to 1 strike. Next pitch from Anderson on the way. That one fouled off, and it'll be out of play. Runs the count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So just like that, Rainio is up in the count with 3 balls, no strikes. You get a called strike and then a foul ball, and it runs that count full. Anderson looking in, gets his signals from Holder. The pitch on the way, and that's going to be fouled off as well. Count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Wildcats are without the services of Colby and Ripley Luna today, as they are also track athletes, so they are at a track meet today. And I hear they're going to be without them for one of their games next week, as they will be visiting the University of Miami, where they are going to be attending college. Next pitch is ball 4, so Rainio ends up winning that at-bat against Anderson, and they get the walk for their leadoff man. That brings up the number 9 catcher of Austin Clapper. Clapper batting .273 on the season. He has 6 runs on 3 hits with 2 RBIs. First pitch on the way. Ground ball out to the shortstop. They catch Trace Wicks making a move towards third base, and that ball gets past Wicks. He cannot get back in time into the gap, and that is going to put runners at the corners as Rainio gets all the way over to third. On that nice single by Clapper up the middle, up between out into left field. Yeah, Wicks had started to head over to second base. Maybe looking for the pickoff attempt or something, and that ball got hit, and he couldn't correct himself and tried to dive back out there at that ball, but it was beyond his reach. So runners at the corners for the Wildcats. No outs. Logan Smith steps to the plate. .222 on the season is his batting average. He is a sophomore. 2 runs, 2 hits. 1 double, it looks like, for him. I'm not sure what that first pitch was. They did try to throw. That second pitch is fouled back. So we got at least 1 strike. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Smith. Next pitch is a high fly ball. Drifting out on it is going to be Landon Holmes. He makes the catch. No, he does not make the catch. So Lumberjacks get an error recorded early on, and Holmes drops that ball on a high fly ball. I think it was dropped, or maybe nobody called for it and it dropped behind him. I'm going to give it an error to the second baseman because nobody called for it at least. And 1 run does come across. Runner still at the corners for the Wildcats with 1 run in and no outs. Now the umps are going to talk real quick. Quick conversation between our umpires. Of course, one of them is Clark Grogan, and you should have gotten with him before the game and gotten our other umpire's name. Dylan Holder behind home plate, given the first and third defensive signals. And now we're getting ready to resume here as we've got Travis Eisenberger stepping to the plate, batting .267 on the season, 5 runs, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, and a double. That's going to be ball 1, and it's a little inside. Lumberjacks defensively trying to bait that third base runner to come in as they throw that out towards the shortstop on the kind of fake pickoff attempt. Next pitch on the way, and that is going to be hit up high. It looks like it's drifting foul, and nobody can get to it quite in time. Jackson Nantel takes a dive at it, can't get it. It's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Eisenberger. No outs, 1 run across for the Wildcats. They've got runners at the corners. First baseman Eisenberger for the Wildcats at the plate. On deck will be Reed Watcott. In the hole, Ethan Coberly. Next pitch from Anderson is going to be a ground ball right down the third base line. They're going to get the throw to first in time, but a run will score. So still 1 runner on the base. That ball is going to be hit up high to, not sure if I got this right. Oh, that is not right. Reed Watcott was out on a fly ball over to the first baseman. That ball is hit on a ground ball to the pitcher. And the throw to first in time. Or yeah, I'm trying to get my stuff caught up here. So the Wildcats come up with 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and there was 1 left on base. Into the bottom of the first inning, it's the Wildcats up 2-0 over the Lumberjacks. Trace Wicks will lead off for St. Mary's with Brock Anderson on deck and Landon Holmes in the hole. We'll be back with the defensive lineup for the Wildcats.
Do you need help finding that perfect gift? Looking for that personalized touch? Come to Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's and let us fill your balloons. Not only does Jack's carry all of your gift and party supplies, but we're here to serve you with all your personal care items. Come in and let our personal care experts help you find just what you need from our wide selection. If we don't have it, we can get it. Plan your party at Jack's Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Now we are back, and let's see, it'll be pitching for the Wildcats will be Logan Smith, and he did some good work in that game when St. Mary's played him here earlier in the week, as he came in later in the game and had a pretty good day pitching on the mound. He has an earned run average of 0, 2 wins, no losses, 2 appearances. He has pitched 6 innings, 1 hit allowed, 4 walks, and 10 strikeouts in those innings. So he's a pretty solid pitcher, just a sophomore as well for the Wildcats. So got a good couple of years left under him, and these guys typically just get better as they go along. For the Wildcats, like I said, Smith will be pitching. Clapper behind home plate. First base is Travis Eisenberger. Second base, Preston Grasskamp. Ethan Coberly at third. Reed Watcott at shortstop. Gage Nosworthy in left field. Ramsey Rainio in center. James King in right field. Leading off for St. Mary's is Trace Wicks, senior, and he bats, well, only a .083 on the season. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 RBI is his statistical numbers. So Wicks will go up first. On deck will be Anderson, and in the hole is Landon Holmes. Wyatt Holmes will be batting cleanup. Wicks waiting for his first pitch from Smith. On the way, and he's going to pop that one up out into center field, and it will be caught for the out by Rainio. So 1 pitch and 1 out. Well, that'll bring up Brock Anderson, batting 125 on the early part of the season. 4 runs, 1 hit. He does have a double on the season. And take a swing at that first pitch, right over the top of it for strike 1. Last game for St. Mary's, lost 12-8 to the Wildcats. St. Mary's 1-3 on the season, played 4 games so far. Wildcats, I think, have 5 games under the belt. That one a little bit low and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Anderson. Next pitch on the way. A little high. 2 balls and a strike now to Anderson. A little breezy, a little cloudy, but otherwise a nice day here in St. Mary's today. After some rain yesterday, the next pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Rained quite a bit in Coeur d'Alene. We were over there yesterday, and I was wondering how the field held up, but we came through town late enough last night. I couldn't tell. It didn't seem like St. Mary's got quite as much rain as Coeur d'Alene did. That next pitch is wild, low and outside in the dirt for ball 4. So the Lumberjacks get one on by walk with 1 out. That'll bring up Landon Holmes for St. Mary's, sophomore, batting 100 on the season, 1 run, no hits. For Landon, on deck is his brother Wyatt, and in the hole is Riley Abel. That first pitch is a strike. Strike 1 called to Holmes. 0-1 count. Little step off and fake throw to first. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to get just a piece of it, fouled down the third base line. 0-2 count to Holmes. Holmes steps out of the box, now hops back in. Smith looks in, checks over to first. Pitch on the way. Nice pitch, good swing, gets a piece of it to stay alive. 0-2 count still to Holmes. Holmes steps back in. Anderson takes his lead on first. Smith, the pitch on the way. That one's up high over the head of Holmes. So it's ball 1. Anderson gets the steal down to second base. So a runner in scoring position for St. Mary's. A 1-2 count to Holmes. Smith sets up, checks second base. The pitch on the way. That one was left up high. Landon almost took a swing at it, just checks up. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Holmes. The 2-2 count. Smith, the pitch on the way. That one looked like it was going to break inside for ball, but Holmes has to protect, so he gets a piece of it. Again, fouls it down that third base line. Got just a piece of it. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Landon Holmes. 1 out, runner at second base for the Lumberjacks. On deck, Wyatt Holmes. Next pitch on the way. That one is going to catch him in the shoulder. As that one kind of got away from Smith a little bit. Puts Holmes over at first with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Brings up Wyatt Holmes, the junior. Wyatt batting .500 on the season. He's got the best batting average out of the team besides Riley Abel, who's batting .455. He has 4 runs on 6 hits, 4 RBIs. It says 2 home runs in the stats from Max Preps. The tying run for St. Mary's represented over at first base. Not quite in scoring position, though. Holmes steps in. Smith sets up on the mound, takes a look. The pitch on the way. That pitch, it goes inside. Holmes aiming for the fences, though. Takes that one as a strike as he swung at that one. Not sure if that one just kind of tailed in and he thought it was coming across the plate. Caught him off guard or not, but it's still a strike. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Outside corner. Strike 2. Holmes looking at that one. I think he might have thought it might have been a little bit low. 0-2 count to Wyatt Holmes. Smith sets up on the rubber, up on the mound, the pitch on the way. Holmes gets a piece of that one. It's going to just be looped up to the shortstop for an out. Just a little fly ball, infield fly there. Nobody advances, so runner still at first and second with 2 down. Brings up Riley Abel. He's batted .455 on the season. 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double on the year. On deck will be Holder. First pitch to Abel is going to be fouled off for strike 1. Good looking pitch to take a cut at. Just didn't get it squarely. So far, 17 pitches for Smith. Anderson had 16 in his first inning. Next pitch on the way. That one's high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count. Smith takes a look at second. The pitch on the way. Just a bit high. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now to Abel. Smith gets his signals from Clapper. Pitch on the way. That one's a foul ball down the third baseline for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. St. Mary's couldn't quite get Smith figured out in the last game when they played him, so they're going to have to see what he's doing pitching-wise. He's a pretty good pitcher. Takes a look over to second base. The pitch on the way. That was a swing and a miss at a high one, and that'll be strike 3. No runs. No hits, no errors. 2 left on base for St. Mary's. Into the top of the second inning, the Lumberjacks trail it 2-0 to the Wildcats. And when we return, it'll be the bottom of the lineup for Kellogg. Nosworthy, Grasscamp, and King will be the next 3 batters.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Maries for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Now we are back. The first pitch to Nosworthy. I thought it was outside, but it's going to be a called strike on the outside corner. Next pitch is going to be fouled off for strike two. So Nosworthy quickly down 0-2 in the count. He is a freshman batting 154 on the season. He has 2 runs, 1 hit on the year. On deck will be Preston Grasscamp. In the hole, James King. Next pitch is reached out at, but he gets a piece of it, knocks it up in the air, caught by Wyatt Holmes, the first baseman for Lumberjacks, for the out. So 1 out for the Wildcats, and that brings up in number 8 slot Preston Grasscamp. First pitch is a ball 1, and Grasscamp. Let's see here. I don't see any stats for. Oh, there he is. He's a freshman as well. He has 6 plate appearances, 1 at bat, 1 hit, and he's quickly up in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on for the Wildcats. On deck is James King, and they'll roll back to the top of the order. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be a strike. I think it was in the outside corner. He tried to check up. I think he got checked up in time, but it was just on the outside corner of the plate. Next pitch on the way, right down the middle of the swing and miss, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Grasscamp. No Coach Teff here today. We do have JV Coach Bechtel with Craig Wicks. Next pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on for the Wildcats. The bottom of the order, James King steps to the plate. King, a senior. He has just 2 runs, no hits on the year. First pitch comes across low, ball 1 to King. Next pitch from Anderson on the way. That one was low, but King takes a swing at it for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 0-2 pitch on the way. Or one pitch on the way, and that one's going to paint the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to King. Next pitch on the way. Swing and miss, strike 3, and that was a fairly efficient inning for Logan Smith, or for Brock Anderson. Only 28 pitches now on the game, and that was no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Wildcats. When we return in the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Dylan Holder at the plate, Cody Teft on deck, Milo Marsh in the hole.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawa, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Maries. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Six Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Six Plumbing and Heating, St. Maries.
And we are back. Dylan Holder to the plate for the Lumberjacks. Takes a swing at the first pitch from Smith, and it's going to be swinging right over the top of it. Strike one. Dylan Holder batting .250 on the season. He's a senior. No runs, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Next pitch is going to be a called strike. So 0-2 count to Holder. On deck, Cody Teft. In the hole, Milo Marsh. 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be left down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dylan Holder. Smith set the pitch on the way. That one misses, I think, outside. It might have been a little bit low as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way. That one is up high. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Holder. Smith looks in, gets the signal working quickly. Pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll send Holder back to the dugout. Brings up Cody Teft, the sophomore for the Lumberjacks, batting .308 on the season. 1 run, 4 hits, 3 RBIs. Nobody on, 1 out for St. Mary's, bottom of the second inning. On deck, Milo Marsh. First pitch to Teft on the way, and he's going to pop that one up over the top. Just gets it just over the outstretched glove of Eisenberger at first base, and just gets the base hit. Just dropped that on the edge of the grass. So one on for the Lumberjacks with 1 out. Brings up Milo Marsh, and he's going to ground that one down the third base line. The third baseman's going to boot it. I'm going to keep it as a single, as I think he would have been safe anyways, because that was just kind of a slow dribbler down the third base line. And I just don't think there would have been any way that they would have gotten that to the bag in time. They'll bring up Nantel with 1 out. Takes a big swing at that first pitch. That pitch maybe lifted a little bit high, but he's going to take a big cut and is going to miss for strike 1. Swung right over the top of that one. It is Nantel batting .250 on the season. 2 runs, no hits. Next pitch comes in low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nantel. On deck, the top of the order is Trace Wicks. 1 out, runners at first and second for the Lumberjacks. Nice pitch down the middle, popped up, and it's going to be a foul ball. Diving attempt from Eisenberger from first base to try to get that in foul territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Nantel. Once again, the Lumberjacks have the tying run represented at first base with 1 out. One ball, 2 strikes to Nantel. Smith sets up, pitch on the way. That pitch fouled off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch is on the way. Low outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Nantel. If he can get on base, it'll put St. Mary's into a pretty good position with 1 out and the top of their order. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nantel. Outside and maybe a little low again. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Nantel. Once again, just like with basketball, you can catch our baseball broadcast and softball broadcast on our YouTube channel as well. That pitch high and inside, and that'll load the bases with 1 out. Find the link on our Facebook page. It's the easiest way I can say to get to it, and if you want to get updates and when we do go live on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. So No out or one out, runners bases loaded. An opportunity here for Wicks to bring in a couple of runs, at least a run here. Got to get the ball in play. First pitch swung on, fouled down the left field or the right field side for a strike. Pretty big gap down that left field line. As left fielder for the Wildcats, Nosworthy playing way in. That's going to be a ground ball hit up the middle. One run will come across, and we have an error as the throw to first, a little bit wide of the mark. So they get the out at second. Put the error there. The runners at the corners for Lumberjacks, one run across. Actually, no, two runs did come in. Milo Marsh came in on the same error. Forgot about that. So we did tie things up. Runner at first for the Lumberjacks. First pitch was a strike. I'm not sure what the second pitch was. It might have been a strike as well. He might be down 0-2 in the count. 2 outs. Swings at that one. It's a ground ball that gets right under the first baseman's glove, and it'll be a base hit for Anderson. Pretty nice ground ball. And we got Anderson on base with a runner at third for the Lumberjacks. It'll bring up Landon Holmes. Holmes was hit by pitch in his first at bat. Again, some might call that an error, but I didn't even touch the fielder, the first baseman's glove or anything. He just went right under. First pitch a little bit high. And it's not really a bad throw. They tried to get the throw down to first. They're going to be safe. So the Wildcats tried to pick off to second. They couldn't get it. The runner from third comes in, and then they weren't quite paying attention to what was going on, and Anderson was able to get over to third just barely. They did almost get the throw down to third, but they couldn't quite get it there in time. It was a close play. Now the coach for the Wildcats brings the infield in. I think he wasn't quite happy with the way they weren't quite paying attention to what was going on with the base runner. So he comes out and talks with his guys. Landon Holmes, Greg Wicks comes over and talks to Landon. Landon has 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. St. Mary's has taken the lead now. 3 runs across here in the bottom of the second inning. Opportunity to bring in 1 more run if Holmes can get on base. 1 ball, no strikes to Landon Holmes. Wyatt Holmes on deck for the Lumberjacks. First pitch swung on. I don't think he got a piece of it, actually. I think he missed it. It was a little bit high, and it glanced off the top of the catcher's helmet and back to the fence. Next pitch on the way. That one he definitely got a piece of. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Landon Holmes. So 1-2 count to Holmes now. Has to battle. Has to try to swing it anything close, get a piece of it. Next pitch on the way. That one outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice snag by Austin Clapper. The catcher did not let that get past him. That one was outside the plate. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one's left low. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 46 pitches now for Logan Smith. Kind of a long inning here for him in the bottom of the second. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will retire the side. St. Mary's, though, takes the lead. 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning on 3 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base for St. Mary's. And going into the top of the third, it'll be the top of the order for Kellogg, Rainio, Clapper, and Smith, the next 3 batters up.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Maries Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Maries is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Maries, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjack!"
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
We are back. It'll be top of the order for the Wildcats. Ramsey Rainio leading off. He walked in his first at bat. Brock Anderson on the mound for the Lumberjacks. Pretty effective so far, just 28 pitches through 2 innings. We'd love to have another low pitch inning here. First pitch to Rainio on the way. That's going to be hit out into right field. Nantel making the call, making the catch for the first out. Last game, Jackson had a little bit of trouble out there in right field. Had 1 error where he did lose the ball out of his glove, and then he had 1 later on that wasn't counted as an error, but it was lost the ball in the sun, and it ended up dropping back behind him. And that one actually ended up leading to 4 runs in that inning for the Wildcats. First pitch is down low to Clapper. He had a single out to the gap in shortstop in his first at bat. Next pitch is going to be fouled off for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clapper. On deck will be Smith for the Wildcats. Anderson gets his signals from Holder. Pitch on the way. That was going to be outside and low. 2 balls and a strike now to Clapper. 2-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to the shortstop. Gonna get a bobble by Trace Wicks. I'm gonna have to call that an error on Wicks. That probably should have been an out at first. He booted the ball for a second, and then he overthrew the first baseman trying to get that make up for the bobble, and luckily it didn't allow for a advancement from first to second for the Wildcats. But it is an error on St. Mary's. So the Lumberjacks have 2 errors in this contest. Wildcats with 1. Runner at first, 1 out for the Wildcats, and it brings up Logan Smith, who reached on an error in his first at bat. Anderson takes a look over at first, chases Clapper back to the bag. First pitch is going to be inside, a little bit low, ball 1 to Smith. On deck is Eisenberger. In hole is Reed Watcott. 1-0 pitch on the way. Outside, maybe a little low as well. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, runner on first for the Wildcats. That is representing the tying run. St. Mary's leads 3-2 in the bottom or the top of the 3rd inning. Dylan Holder, catcher, calls time from behind home plate, brings his infielders in. outfield umpire, also talking to Brock real quick about something. A quick meeting of the minds between the infielders for the Lumberjacks, and now everybody returns back. Brock with a smile on his face. Holder gets his mask back on, ready to resume. 2 balls, no strikes to Smith. 1 out, runner on first for the Wildcats. St. Mary's leads it 3-2. Next pitch outside corner, strike 1 to Smith. 2 balls and a strike. Smith was getting signals from his coach down the third base line. Next pitch, that's in on the hand. He's going to take a swing at it, though, and puts it into a troublesome spot for the Lumberjacks. It's just out there in no man's land in left field, and that was an interesting swing and an interesting hit, but it worked for him. So that one came in on the hands. Probably would have been a ball, but it doesn't matter. He got a nice little hit out of it out in the left field. Puts runners at first and second for the Wildcats with 1 out. Logan Smith on base with that one. Eisenberger grounded out his first at bat up to the third baseman. That pitch comes across low, ball 1. Wildcats have the go-ahead run sitting at first. 1 down. Anderson not quite able to get out of this inning as fast as he would have liked to. Not quite as quickly as that last inning for him. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Nice pitch from Anderson. That one looked like a change-up or an off-speed type of pitch as it came across at a little bit different speed. That one looked about like the same, but that one came across up high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now. So Eisenberger on deck is Watcott, in the hole, Coberly. 2-1 pitch. A little bit high once again. 3-1 is the count now. Wildcats looking at a chance to load the bases with 1 out. Anderson gets his signals from Holder, sets up, takes a look at second base, pitch on the way. That one's going to be left down low, bases loaded on a walk for the Wildcats. 1 out brings up Reed Watcott. Watcott flew out in his first at-bat. That was over to the first baseman. The Wildcats have a chance to tie it and possibly go ahead. Next pitch. Down low, pass ball. Can they get it? Oh, St. Mary's had the chance there. Oh, there's just compounding the errors now. That was a ball. Runner came home. Lumberjacks cleared bases on that. There was an error on the first baseman who tried to throw it over to third, and it looks like they allowed the bases to be cleared on that. So 3 runs across for the Wildcats. That pitch is up high, ball 2 to Watcott. Yeah, that was interesting. They gave, I think, that runner from first, he had made it second on that error, but they gave him all the way to home. That ball is fouled back. So the Wildcats take a 2-run lead, 5-3 in the top of the third with 1 out. 2 balls and a strike to Watcott, and nobody on the bags. That pitch hit out into left field. Cody Teft going to make the catch for out number 2. High fly ball out into left field. bases clearing basically it was a passed ball and an error that cleared the bases all in one play. First pitch now to the number 1 of Colberly, swing and a miss, strike 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. Next pitch, high fly ball. Cody Tepp trying to find it. He does and makes the catch out in left field for the fly out to retire the side. But damage done against St. Mary's in the top of the third as the Wildcats come up with 3 runs, all of them between a passed ball and a couple of error and one error. It was gives the Wildcats a 2-run lead, 5-3. Let's see here. Let's see what that was. That was 3 runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors on St. Mary's. And it'll be Wyatt Holmes leading off for the Jacks when we return.
Nice weather is coming, and maybe the winter was hard on your deck or your dock. 10th Street Lumber is your decking headquarters for all of your decking needs. From Trex decking to wood decking and beyond, 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's can have your deck or dock looking brand new. Stop by today and see Pat or one of his hardworking employees to see what they have. 10th Street Lumber wishes the Lumberjacks the best of luck.
Wondering, yeah, we are back, and I actually probably could have had 2 errors on that one play, because I didn't even think about that, as that pass ball came off of Holder, and he got the ball, and he flipped it in plenty of time to Brock Anderson, but it just ended up over Brock's glove, as I think St. Mary's would have had the out on the runner coming from third, so it really compounded the whole issue, as that just a little bit of an overthrown little flip to Anderson, as they had plenty of time. Anderson was waiting at home plate, and the runner from third was about 3/4 there when that ball was coming to the hands of Anderson, and just kind of overthrew him a little bit. So that was actually 2 errors in that one play, and I only credited the 1 error. So Holmes steps to the plate. He flew out to the shortstop in his first at bat. See if St. Mary's can get something going here in the bottom of the third inning and get back where they were a minute ago. But that first pitch is going to be a nice looking pitch, and it's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Holmes. Next pitch on the way. That's a strike. I thought it was going to be a called strike. It looked like a good pitch over that outside corner. So Holmes quickly down 0-2 in the count. On deck is Riley Abel. In the hole, Dylan Holder. Next pitch to Holmes on the way. That one's going to be in the dirt outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Wyatt Holmes. Next pitch on the way. Foul ball down the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Holmes can just kind of straighten that one out a little bit and put it in play. That could have been a base hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Holmes. Pitch on the way. Outside, a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Holmes. 2-2 pitch on the way from Smith. Swung on, fouled back, got a piece of it. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holmes working at the plate, making Smith work for this one. 6 pitches so far. I think one of the longest ones I've seen is like 15 pitches to one player at one point. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Down low in the dirt and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runs the count full to Holmes. And the full count pitch on the way. A line drive past the shortstop out into left field. And Holmes will have the base hit. put the leadoff on for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Riley Abel. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. No outs. Runner at first for the Lumberjacks. On deck, Dylan Holder. In the hole, Cody Teft. Smith checks the bag. Now the pitch on the way. Ground ball to the shortstop. Perfect opportunity for the double play, though. And the Wildcats not able to turn the double play as the throw from second. Not quite going to get there in time. So 1 out for the Lumberjacks. A runner at first base, and Dylan Holder struck out swinging his first at bat. Steps to the plate. Cody Teft on deck for the Lumberjacks. In the hole, Milo Marsh. Smith steps off, takes a look at first base, chases Riley back over to the bag. Now sets back up. Now is going to try the throw over to first. Not in time. St. Mary's dugout coming alive with chanting and cheering for their teammates. Next pitch swung on, the chopper down to the third baseman, and he's going to sell it to first base. And I'm going to call it an error. And that was, again, it was one of those ones where he almost lost the ball. He double clutched it. And ended up allowing everybody to be safe. Lumberjacks will put Damien Vanderrob on as a courtesy runner for the catcher, for Holder. And we've got coach out having a talk with his pitcher and catcher. The runners at second and third for St. Mary's with 1 out brings up Cody Teft. He hit a single over to first base side in his first at bat. Logan Smith with 57 pitches so far in the game. First pitch to Teft on the way. Takes a swing at a high one there. Strike one. That one was at about helmet level. 0-1 pitch on the way. Again, left a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball had a lot of movement. It came in high, started to drop off late, but I think it didn't drop off quite early enough. It just stayed up a little bit too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch inside and high. Teft took a big swing at that one. Strike 2. So Teft now has to battle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners first at second and third. 1 out. Pitch on the way. That one just misses. Not sure where exactly. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is hard to tell. That one kind of comes in high, then drops late, it looked like. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Teft. Next pitch on the way, right down the middle, almost like maybe a fastball there. It's going to be fouled off. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smith, the pitch on the way. That one was another one of those high ones that he swung at earlier. He luckily gets good contact and fouls it off. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Teft. And again, I think that pitch was up high. But I'm sure the coach would rather see him make contact and swing at something like that instead of letting it go by and have it be a called strike. Next pitch on the way. And they got him on that one. That one looked off speed. Just really changed up the speed of that pitch and really caught Teft on that one. He'll strike out swinging. 2 down brings up Milo Marsh. He singled his first at bat down the third baseline. St. Mary's love to bring at least a run in here. That pitch, that off-speed one again, but it's going to miss inside for ball 1. It only seems to be the first time I've seen that pitch from Smith today. 65 pitches now. Next pitch. That's a ground ball to the first baseman, and Eisenberger able to scoop it and get back to the bag for the out to retire the sides on the ground out. St. Mary's had an opportunity. They had runners at first and second. They could have tied it up with one good hit, but the Wildcats are able to keep St. Mary's from getting any runs across the board. And it is no runs on one hit, one error, two left on base for St. Mary's into the top of the fourth. The Lumberjacks trail 5-3. And the bottom of the order, Nosworthy, Grasscamp, and Keene coming up for the Wildcats. How to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
As winter drags on, you still need to stay warm and keep your animals fed. XXX Feeds in St. Mary's has all of those needs and more covered. You can stop by XXX Feeds and pick up wood pellets for your pellet stove and pet food for your indoor or outdoor critters. Also, as spring grows closer, that means 4-H season. If you have a 4-H member in your household that raises turkeys or chickens, talk to XXX Feeds about getting your 4-H project. XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Gage Nosworthy, left fielder, steps up for the Wildcats. He's had a fly out, his first at bat over to the first baseman. On deck will be Grasscamp. In the hole is King. First pitch is outside, ball one. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. Nice pitch down the middle by Anderson. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be hit out in the left field. It should be a base hit. And it is. Nice little hit just over the top of the third baseman out into the left field. So Grasscamp on for the Wildcats. That'll bring up the number 10, Nosworthy on for the Wildcat. That'll bring up the number 10 of Grasscamp. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. On deck will be James King, the right fielder. First pitch a little low, ball one. Next pitch on the way, a little high. St. Mary's almost had that pickoff attempt completed, but Holder didn't quite get that up high enough to get down to first base. It took a hop and couldn't quite get the pickle started or the pickoff over at first. 2 balls, no strikes to Grasscamp. Outside again, 3 balls, no strikes. No outs for the Wildcats. A runner on first. Next pitch on the way. He's going to get the bunt down. That one would have been a ball, but he does get the bat on the ball. And that's going to be fouled off down the first base line. 3 balls, 1 strike. So count is 3 balls, 1 strike now to Grasscamp with a runner on first. No outs for the Wildcats. Top of the 4th inning. Kellogg up 5-3. Next pitch down low. Ball 4. Brings up James King, and right here at the bottom, when you're at the bottom of the order, you're hoping to get a couple of outs there. But the Wildcats got two guys on. Batting the number 9 spot, James King struck out swinging his first at bat. Anderson takes a look over to first, or takes a look over to second, actually. Back ready now. Takes a look at second base again. The pitch on the way. The hit down the third base line. The throw to first in time. The Lumberjacks turn the double play to get 2 outs. Out. See if I can find my double play information here. In play, maybe. There we go. St. Mary's turns double play with 2 outs. That didn't work. Recording this right for me. Swing and a miss, strike. Strike. Let's see. I'm trying to do a strike that was. And that one is hit for a base hit. Out into center field. What's going on here? Okay, so let me do this again. I don't know what's happening with my. Another run comes across for Kellogg. I'm trying to figure out who we've got. I know there's 2 outs. MD, I think, got on base. Let me see who's out there. Number 8 is up. Okay, the Clapper is out there. Reno scored. Play. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what I missed. Being's trying to get that my stats to work out for me. We got 2 outs and a couple of runs have come in. That was a big hit out into center field by Logan Smith, but Milo Marsh drifts back to make the catch, and that is the final out. I do apologize. I got a little bit. My program wasn't quite working right for me trying to get that double play recorded. But I do believe there was 2 runs across the Wildcats in that inning, so they now lead 7-3 as they came up with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. I don't think there's any errors. Left 1 on base. And into the bottom of the 4th, it's 7-3 in favor of Kellogg, and it will be the bottom of the order, Jackson Nantel leading off when we return.
St. Maries Realty is a St. Maries icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Maries Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Maries Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Maries.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Maries Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Yeah, we are back, and my pitch count is definitely off for Brock now. I think he has a few more than 60 pitches, but we've got Logan Smith back out there with 66 pitches. And Jackson Nantel takes first pitch, ball 1. He walked his first at bat. Bottom of the order for the Lumberjacks. It'll be Trace Wicks on deck at the top of the order. Swing at that one, and it's going to be just over the shortstop for a base hit by Nantel. Lumberjacks need to make 4 runs up here as they trail 7-3, I believe, to the Wildcats. So leadoff man on top of the order for St. Mary's in a good spot. But Trace Wicks has reached on had a fly out and reached on an error. So Wicks needs to get on base here for the Jacks. First pitch is going to be down low. Wild pitch is going to put Nantel over to second base. So St. Mary's would lead off man in scoring position. One 0 count to Wicks. Pitch on the way. Just outside, ball 2. Level looks pretty good on that. 70 pitches for Smith now. Next pitch. Down low. 3 balls, no strikes to Wicks. Not sure if Smith liked that call. 3-0 count to Wicks. Pitch on the way. That one's left a little high. Ball 4. And I think Smith thought maybe coach was going to take him. No, he is going to make a pitching change here, it looks like. Smith had a pretty good 3 innings of play. Let's take a look and see if we can catch his stats for you real quick before we go to a break. 3 innings, he's faced 19 batters, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 1 hit batter. And coming in relief of Smith will be, see if I can get a look on that real quick. It is the number 3 of Reed Watcott. So it'll be Reed Watcott on the mound when we return.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
When your car's not running right, you want an honest mechanic that provides quality work at an affordable price. That can be tough, unless your dad owns a repair shop. But in St. Mary's, times have changed. You have Jim's Auto, and they treat every customer like family. Get everything from regular maintenance to major repairs done at Jim's Auto and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto doesn't just offer oil changes. They're a full-service shop. Jim's Auto can diagnose that check engine light, change your brakes, and fix your alignment. Ask about Jim's Auto's new Express Lane with same-day or next-day oil and tire services. And don't forget, Jim's Auto is an authorized Tire Pros dealer with nationwide warranty, service protection plan, and free roadside assistance. Jim's Auto and Tire Pros located at 69 Milwaukee Road, St. Mary's. We all remember Heidi's Sandwich Shop. Well, Heidi's is now Nellie's Kitchen. Nellie's Kitchen offers the same great menu, the same great service, and the same great food. Stop by Nellie's Kitchen today and try their new breakfast sandwich, the Nellie, or have a fan favorite, the Slumgolian. Nellie's Kitchen is open Tuesday to Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. for breakfast and 11 to 3 for lunch. Also open Saturday and Sunday with all-day breakfast. Eat in or call in your order at 208-245-2223. That's 208-245-2223. Nellie's Kitchen located at the River City Mall in St. Mary's.
And I did not realize that we were already taking our first pitch from Reed Watcott as it's Brock Anderson. And that one's going to be a little chipper foul down the bag. And it's going to be a base hit. There's going to be an overthrow to third. And a run will score for St. Mary's. Cancel that. Runners at second and third now for St. Mary's. As Anderson got over to first base on that, it was kind of a chopper that he left right. It was almost like a bunt is what it ended up being. The throw down to third was an overthrow as Clapper overthrew his third baseman, and it brought a run across for St. Mary's. First pitch to Landon Holmes is fouled off. Hit by pitch and a strikeout swinging for Holmes. Now, Watcott has a earned run average of 4.67. That one was going to be in on the hands. That was probably going to be a ball to Landon Holmes, but he took a swing at it, got a piece of it, fouled it off. It's strike two. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 6 runs, 2 earned runs, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts in Watcott's time on the mound this season. That one again, that's a high fly ball. It's going to be in foul territory, and it will be caught for the out by Reed Watcott. So that is 1 down for St. Mary's. Runners at second and third. St. Mary's has 1 run across. They trail by 3. Holmes waiting for his first pitch. Wyatt Holmes swing its first one, strike 1. Wyatt is 1 for 2, a fly out and a single. That's going to be down low and a passed ball. It'll bring in another run for St. Mary's as Trace Wicks comes across. So runner at third for the Lumberjacks as Brock Anderson sits at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wyatt Holmes. 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 4th. St. Mary's trails 7-5. That pitch is going to be fouled back by Holmes. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Holmes. Well, I think that the Wildcat coach and maybe some of the fans are thinking that Wyatt is out of the box, I think, with his front foot. Clark Grogan is telling him he's watching him. He is in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. That one just catches his shoulder. That'll bring up Riley Abel. Riley Abel is number 5 batter, third baseman. Strikeout swinging and reached on a fielder's choice. St. Mary's has runners at the corners. That pitch going to be a ground ball, hits the third baseman, and they're going to not make the play in time. Probably give an error on the third baseman as he just didn't make that throw over to first in time. A run comes across, and everybody is safe. I'm going to call it an error on the third baseman. I think maybe his guys weren't, maybe it's not an error on the third baseman. Maybe it's on one of the other guys. As I think his defensive man wasn't in the right spot, as I think what actually ended up happening. First pitch to Holder is a strike. Holder strikeout swinging and reached on an error. Inside on the next pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. St. Mary's 1 run away from tying it up with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 runs across for the Lumberjacks. Tying run sitting at second is Wyatt Holmes. That pitch misses. 2 balls and a strike. To Dylan Holder. On deck is Cody Teft. Next pitch on the way. That one's left low. 3 balls and a strike. The Holder. 3-1 count. Pitch on the way. That's a strike. I thought that looked like a pretty good pitch, and it was. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Holder. That pitch was in on the hands, but he couldn't lay off from trying to protect the plate at that one, and he fouls it back. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes to Dylan Holder. Probably would have been ball 4, but again, when you're up there as the batter, that happens a lot faster. I can see a little bit better from back here than that. And that pitch is going to be up high. That is ball 4. That'll load the bases with 1 down. Cody Teft steps to the plate for the Lumberjacks. He has a single and a strikeout swinging. St. Mary's has the chance to tie it up or go ahead here. Going to get a courtesy runner out there for St. Mary's. Damian Vanderrock going to run for Dylan Holder. Pretty even game going on here today. There's been quite a few mistakes by both teams. I think, like I said earlier, I missed 1 error for St. Mary's. I didn't put it down, so I really think both teams have 4 errors apiece. Both teams have 5 hits apiece. That pitch is going to get away. Not really get away. It's a pass ball through the legs of the catcher, Clapper, and it'll bring in the tying run. So 1 ball, I believe, no strikes to Teft. Game all tied up again. Teft takes a swing at that one, gets a piece of it, fouls it for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Teft. 4 runs across in the bottom of the 4th for the Lumberjacks, and they have tied things up at 7 apiece. Back and forth game here today. Next pitch. Oh, just misses. Nice looking pitch. Ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Teft. That pitch inside corner. Catches the edge. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count now to Teft with 1 out. Just outside on that one. That might be a little bit further outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Teft. Pitch on the way. got just a piece of that one, and it's got a piece of Rogy's hand, so it's going to be 3 balls, 2 strikes, and going to give Rogan a chance to shake that off there as he got caught in the knuckle. Everybody getting a little, I don't know. Everybody, make sure everybody's good. Rogan talking real quick to his pitcher, or to the pitcher. I think just letting them know that the pitches are real close, but they're just not quite over the plate, so don't get. Yeah. I think even Smith thought a couple of his pitches were right there and just didn't quite get the call they were looking for. I think there's been a few of them for Watcott as well. Full count pitch on the way to Teff, and that one misses. I think it was inside more so than anything, and it'll walk Teff down to first, and it'll load the bases up. Still with 1 out, brings up Milo Marsh. Marsh had a single in his first at bat and a ground out in his second at bat. The base is loaded. St. Mary's a chance to go ahead, 1 out. Watcott gets the signals. Pitch on the way. It's a nice hit right out to left field. That's going to bring in at least 2 runs as Vanderrob rounds third and comes on in, slides into third to home, and Teff gets over to third on the throw. As does Marsh, gets over to second on the throw. I think it's a single. I'll give him a double. No, it's a single. So St. Mary's with 6 runs across. The Lumberjacks retake the lead by 2 runs, 9-7. And still just 1 out. Jackson Nantel, first pitch inside and high for ball 1. On deck is Wicks, top of the order for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks with just 1 out, runners at second and third. St. Mary's could add a couple more if they can get another hit or 2. Again, inside, and that actually hits the elbow. And Nantel was on base with another bases loaded situation for St. Mary's. And coach for the Wildcats is going to go on out, talk to his pitcher. Bases loaded for the Jacks. And top of the order is Trace Wicks will step to the plate. A fly out, an error, and a walk for him. Now the coach bringing in his infield.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's.
This is a doubleheader. We've got 2 games here today, so this game in the 4th. Lumberjacks with the 9-7 lead. Nice little run here of runs for St. Mary's. They've plated 6 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's not a pretty game for either team necessarily. They both have 5 hits, or St. Mary's have 6 hits now. Both teams, though, with 4 errors apiece. Lumberjacks have left 5 runners on the bags. They get everything set. Wicks back up there to go and ready to get play going again here. Once again, bases loaded for the Lumberjacks. 1 out. That pitch comes in low. Ball 1 to Trace Wicks. On deck, Brock Anderson in hole, Landon Holmes. I think Holmes the one that started things off. That pitch comes out high. 2 balls, no strikes to Wicks. Watcott, 29 pitches already, and this is his first inning. That was a nice pitch. Strike 1 called. 2 balls and a strike now to Wicks. Next pitch on the way. That one's up high. 3 balls and a strike. Watcott having a little bit of trouble with his placement. 3 balls and a strike to Wicks. That pitch inside, ball 4, walks the run across for the Lumberjacks. 7 runs in for St. Mary's. It'll bring up Brock Anderson. Actually, I think Brock might have got things going in this thing. I don't remember, but he does have a walk, a single, and a reach on an error. First pitch to Anderson, up high again. Landon Holmes on deck, in the hole, Wyatt Holmes. Still just one out for St. Mary's. Long inning for the Jacks here. That pitch right down the middle, and Anderson laces it into center field for the out. And everybody will be safe, or remain safe at their respectable spots. It was a nice little line drive hit, but it was right to the center fielder. That was center fielder Ramsey Rainio making that catch. So 2 outs now for the Lumberjacks. Landon Holmes up to the plate, hit by pitch, strikeout swinging, and a fly out in his at bat. That pitch is outside and low, ball one, and it's going to be a wild pitch that brings a run across for the Lumberjacks. Not the inning that the Wildcats would have hoped for, as they now trail 11-7. Four-run lead for the Lumberjacks. 2 outs. That pitch is going to get away from him. That's a wild pitch, ball 2, and it'll bring another run across for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's up now 12-7 over the Wildcats. 9-run inning for St. Mary's, a rough one for Kellogg. 2-0 count to Holmes. Pitch on the way. That was a nice pitch down the middle, and Holmes takes a swing. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike to Landon Holmes. Next pitch on the way. Out in on the hand, takes a swing at it, fouls it backwards. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're right with the ball. Let's go, Wayne. Seize the moment. 2-2 count to Holmes. Pitch on the way. Line drive right up the middle, and that's going to be an RBI single for Landon Holmes, as that thing was laced right back up the middle. Hey. One of the assistant coaches, I think, for the Wildcats is that's been saying a couple times that they thought a couple of Lumberjack batters have been out of the box. And Groban has told them several times, no, they're not out of the box. I'm watching it. Now we had one of the coaches come over, really, really yelling at Coach, or yelling at Grogan, and that coach just got kicked out of the game. We're going to take a quick break.
T1FCU's Ascend Checking is a simple free checking account that gives you the flexibility to earn dividends. Plus, get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposit, and no minimum balance requirements. So level up your finances with an Ascend Checking account. Learn more at t1fcu.org/ascend. T1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
That's the first game I've ever been to where I've seen a coach or assistant coach get kicked out of the game. Big swing there, and that ball drips foul. And all the fans are yelling for out of the box again. The line is part of the box. So the whole Kellogg crowd is not liking the fact that they think that a couple of St. Mary's players are out of the box on their at bat. That pitch is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 10 runs across for St. Mary's here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike.
Get ready, W. Use those eyes.
Next pitch. That one was inside. A swing and a hit out into center field. The calling for the catch is Rainio for the out. Nice fly out to end the inning, but Lumberjacks come up with 10 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 1 left on base. Lumberjacks take a 13-7 lead into the top of the 5th inning. We'll be back.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising effort and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjack! Well, interesting inning for the Wildcats. Not a good inning for them, and not interesting in a good way, as the Wildcats not only lose the lead, give up 10 runs, but also they lose one of their assistant coaches as he gets kicked out of the game. There's been a little bit of contention as they have been thinking that a couple of the Holmes boys specifically have been really up to the front of the batter's box, and they've been claiming that he's been out of the batter's box, or they've been out of the batter's box, and that coach was not happy, and he came out after Clark and got kicked out of the game. Now we've got the Wildcats back at the plate. It's Eisenberger, and he has a ground out and a walk. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1 from Anderson. Again, high from Anderson, ball 2. So not quite the inning that the Wildcats wanted to see. Next pitch on the way. That was a pretty good pitch, but they're going to say he went around on that for strike 1, and that's going to be a strike, but I have to say I somewhat agree with the coach for Kellogg that time. I didn't necessarily think he went enough around to get that call, but that was the call of the first base umpire, and he said he did, but that one I'm kind of not too sure about. 2 balls and a strike. That one is up high. 3 balls and a strike. Next pitch on the way. Up high, ball 4. Now, I will have to say that it's kind of going the opposite way because when St. Mary's, when they played, there was a couple of close calls, a couple of semi-controversial calls that didn't go the way of St. Mary's in that first time they played. But that doesn't make anything right or different, but it's just kind of interesting. Brings up Reed Watcott, 2 flyouts for him. Runner on first, no outs for the Wildcats. And a bad throw from Anderson over to first is going to be an error on the pitcher that's going to give the runner the base. The second. So still no outs. Runner on second for the Wildcats. Reed Watcott up with 1 ball. No pitch to him yet. St. Mary's holds on to a 13-7 lead. Anderson looks in, gets his signal. Watcott shows bunt, pulls back, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Watcott. High outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Wicks just calls out to Wyatt Holmes, asking him how his arm is, because I think we might be seeing a pitching change here in a bit for Anderson. Anderson has got to be up over 70 pitches. Next pitch, up high. 2 balls and a strike now to Watcott. On deck is Colberly for the Wildcats. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's hit into left field. Is Heft going to be able to get to it? It is going to be all the way to the fence. It's going to bring in 1 run on the big RBI double by Reed Watcott. What a hit out to left field by Reed. Then brings in 1 run for the Wildcats. Ethan Colberly to the plate for the Wildcats. He's ground out and a fly out. Runner on second. Swing at the first pitch. Strike 1. (13-8). Lumberjacks lead it. Pitch on the way. That one gets away from him up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. (1-1) pitch up high again. Brock Anderson, I think, losing a little bit of there. 2-1 count to Colberly. Next pitch on the way. That one's fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Colberly. Anderson's next pitch. Ground ball. Shortstop Wicks scoops it up. Going to get the throw to first in time. On the ground out, it will advance the runner over to third. So puts Reed Watcott over at third base. Coach Wicks goes out. I think he's going to make a pitching change here. And we will take a break as it's going to be Wyatt Holmes coming to the mound for the Lumberjacks.
Attention high school sports fans. Are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Idaho needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Maries community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Maries, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Maries choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Maries. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Maries at 105 North 8th Street, St. Maries.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Yeah, we are back. We have Wyatt Holmes headed to the mound for the Lumberjacks, and let's see, he's got an earned run average of 5.48 on the season. No wins, 7 hits, 8 runs, 6 of those earned runs, 11 walks, 17 strikeouts, and 44 batters faced. First batter that he will face is Gage Nosworthy. 1 out for the Wildcats. And Reed Watcott sits over at third base for Kellogg. They have 1 run across in this inning. That pitch comes across low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Nosworthy. Shows bunt. Pitch is just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Holmes, the pitch on the way. That's going to be the bunt. And they're going to get in safe. They almost had it. Good run, good play, good action there on that one as they lay down the bunt right in front of the bag. Holmes comes up and gets it, flips it to Holder, and just can't quite get it there in time. Runner is safe. Run comes across for the Wildcats. Kind of credited as a hit. I'm guessing it would say as a hit, kind of like a fielder's choice type of thing. They could have gotten the out at first. Pitch is a little high. Ball 1 to Grasskamp. Strikeout, swinging, and a walk for him. Batting in the 8th slot on deck is James King. 1 out for the Wildcats. They've got 2 runs across, top of the 5th. Next pitch is ball 2. Wildcats, or St. Mary's holds on to a 4-run lead, 13-9. Holmes takes a look to first, now set. Pitch on the way. That's going to be a strike because he left the bat out there a little bit too long. That ball would have probably been low for ball 3, but that offered that bat up a little bit too long on the bunt out there. 2 balls and a strike to Grasskamp. Pitch on the way. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike 3. Going to get him looking. 2 outs for the Wildcats now. That'll bring up James King, a strikeout swinging and a fielder's choice for him. Holmes takes a look over to first base, steps up on the mound. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be in the dirt. Runner will get over to second. I'm going to call it a pass ball, though, as it came off the glove of Holder. So runner at second for the Wildcats with 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes to James King. Top of the order for the Wildcats if King gets on base. Pitch on the way. Swing and miss. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Holmes takes a look over to second. Now looks back again. The pitch on the way, and that one's going to be a wild pitch. That one is way outside. Is I kind of think Holmes was a little bit more worried about the runner than that next pitch. So runner on third. 2 balls and a strike for for James King. Wildcats have a chance to cut it to a 3-run deficit here. That pitch right down the heart. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch on the way. Gonna ring him up on a called strike 3. That one, I think they thought might have been low, but they call it a strike, and it's gonna be 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. Into the bottom of the 5th, it's the Lumberjacks 13, the Wildcats 9, and it'll be the middle of the lineup for St. Maries. Riley Abel, Dylan Holder, Cody Teff, the next 3 up when we come back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Maries Don Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Maries Don Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
And we are back, and we've got a new pitcher for the Wildcats. Gage Nosworthy heads to the mound. I had no stats on him. It must be his first time pitching here on the season. That pitch, first pitch is ball 1. Second pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Riley Abel. Abel, a strikeout swing and a fielder's choice, and reached on an error. So he's reached the base twice, but he doesn't officially have an at-bat or a plate appearance today, or an at-bat today. That pitch fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Abel. On deck is Holder, and the hole is tapped. Wait for the next pitch on the way. That one misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Abel. Once again, the girls are playing down at the softball field today. See if I can't figure out some updates at some point. Next pitch. Up high, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Abel. Next pitch on the way. That was a nice pitch and a good swing by Abel to make contact to stay alive. Full count still to Riley. The 3-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be a little high and outside. Ball 4. Brings up Dylan Holder. No outs. Runner at first for the Lumberjacks. On deck, Cody Teft. Holder has a strikeout swinging, reached on an error, and a walk. First pitch to Holder's line drive out into left field. It will be a base hit. That's going to go all the way. A long roller for Holder, and it's going to end up being a double on that line drive. Kind of turned into a ground ball that ended up all the way out in left field. Left fielder had to come from a long ways to get that ball. We'll get the courtesy runner out to second base. That's Damian Vanderroop. So no outs, runners on second and third for St. Mary's, and it brings up Cody Teft. A single, a strikeout swing, and a walk for him. On deck is Marsh. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1. Nice pitch there by Nosworthy. Next pitch on the way. That one he loses control. Up high, ball 1. Nice grab by Clapper to get up out of his stance and get that one out of the air. 1 ball, 1 strike to Teft. No outs, runners at second and third for the Lumberjacks. That pitch is going to be a chopping ground ball to the third or to the shortstop. Throw to first is in time, and a run does come across for the Lumberjacks. So runner at second for the Lumberjacks. 1 out brings up Milo Marsh. He has a single, a ground out, and a single. That first pitch is a ball. St. Mary's leads at 14-9 in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch on the way, outside. Nice diving stop by Clapper there to get that ball from going to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes to Marsh. On deck is Nantel, then back to the top of the order to Wicks. Pitch on the way. A little high once again. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 count. Pitch on the way. Just a little bit high. I think that one was just ever slightly up. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Brings up Jackson Nantel. He has a walk, a single, and a hit by pitch. Top of the order after Nantel, back to Trace Wicks. Osworthy looks in, gets his signal. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be high and outside. 1 ball, no strike to Nantel. Next pitch on the way. That one's a swing, and that one's going to be fouled off. Coming over to make the catch in foul territory is Logan Smith for the out. Leaves a runner at first and second for the Lumberjacks. Top of the order for St. Mary's, Trace Wick steps up. He has a fly out, an error, a walk, and a walk. So he's walked his last 2 at bats. outside on that first pitch, ball one. One 0 count. Osworthy gets a single from Clapper. Sets up the pitch on the way. That one's going to be outside as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch on the way. A little high again. Just up a little bit. That was probably around the shoulders. Needs to bring that pitch down just a bit. 3 balls, no strikes. Next pitch on the way. That was a nice looking pitch. Called strike outside corner. Pretty sure Osworthy is a freshman. So in a kind of a rough spot for him as a freshman. And there's getting his first pitching action on the varsity squad. And that next pitch is going to miss outside for ball 4. Loads the bases up with 2 outs. Brings up Brock Anderson. Anderson 1 for 3. A walk, a single, an error. Reached on an error and a line drive out, I believe. Coach of the Wildcats headed out to the mound. And he is going to go ahead and make a pitching change here. So we'll be back.
Do you need help finding that perfect gift? Looking for that personalized touch? Come to Jack's Pharmacy in St. Maries and let us fill your balloons. Not only does Jack's carry all of your gift and party supplies, but we're here to serve you with all your personal care items. Come in and let our personal care experts help you find just what you need from our wide selection. If we don't have it, we can get it. Plan your party at Jack's Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Maries for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Maries. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Maries.
And coming up to pitch for the Wildcats is Eichsenberger. Travis Eichsenberger, he is a junior. Earned run average of 6.42. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks with bases loaded. Anderson with the line drive up the middle. It's going to get into the gap, and it will plate 1 run for St. Mary's and keep the bases loaded. That'll bring up Landon Holmes with 2 outs. First baseman, I didn't ever put the first baseman for the Wildcats. It was Logan Smith that went over to first. Holmes takes a swing at that first one, fouls it off for strike 1. Landon has been hit by pitch, strikeout, flyout, and a single. Two runs across here in the bottom of the 5th for St. Mary's. They lead 15-9. Next pitch to Holmes. Comes across down low and gets past the catcher right through his legs, and that'll be a run across for St. Mary's on that low pitch. And the other runners advance for St. Mary's as well. So we got runners at second and third for the Jacks. 2 balls and a strike to Holmes. Down low again. Just a little bit low. 3 balls and a strike. Three-one pitch on the way. Outside on that one. A nice job. Oh, maybe that's 3-1. Now it's 3-1. I had an extra pitch on there for some reason. Nice stop by Clapper there. 3-1 pitch on the way now. That one is a foul ball down the third base line. Straighten that out just a little bit. That's a big hit down that line. Full count now to Holmes. That one's going to be down in the dirt, ball 4. That will load the bases back up with 2 outs. Brings up Wyatt Holmes for St. Mary's. He has a flyout, a single, a hit by pitch, and a flyout. 1 for 3 in this game 1 of today's action. Three runs across for St. Mary's. That's going to be a little chopping ground ball. The shortstop gets it, throw to first in time, and that'll be the out to retire the sides. St. Mary's does come up with 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. Into the top of the 6th, it's Lumberjacks 16, the Wildcats 9. We'll be back, and it'll be the top of the order for the Wildcats with Ramsey Rainio leading off.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Maries Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Maries is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Maries, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjack!
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Now, Wyatt Holmes continues on the mound for the Lumberjacks. It will be the top of the order. Ramsey Rainio leading off. And I had a question a minute ago about a number on the Lumberjack jersey, and I'm trying to get about ready to find out. And I did find out. So the Lumberjack boys have a number 21 on their jersey on their shoulder, and it is in honor of their football teammate, Justin Howard. So that is what that is for. I had one of the Kellogg, their scorekeeper, ask me what it was for, so I wanted to find out as well. So we've got Ramsey Rainio, 1 for 2, walk, fly out, and a single. First pitch just inside. It might have even been a little bit low, but it was ball 1. Next pitch on the way. That's a strike, just inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, throws Rainio. Looked like a fastball from Holmes. 1-1 pitch on the way, and he lost that one a little bit. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch on the way. Gets them swinging, and that's going to be a dropped third strike, and they do get the out. So that'll bring up Austin Clapper, a single, an error, and a single. He has 2 for 3, reached all 3 times. First pitch to Clapper is fouled back, and it comes off of second time in 2 games against the Wildcats that Grogan has had one come off of his face mask. Quick little timeout, a little pause in play here as Grogan shakes off the Tweety Birds. Actually, I don't know if that was against Kellogg. That might have been against Timberlake that one happened. That ball comes across low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clapper. 1-1 count. Takes a big swing at that one and fouls it way off. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch actually looked like it was going to come across low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Clapper. I mean, it's easy for me to say that sitting way back here behind home plate. 1-2 count. It's going to be a called strike 3, and I think he thought it was low. Does not get the call, and it's out number 2. Brings up Logan Smith, 1 for 3. An error, a single, and a fly out for him. On deck is Eisenberger. In the hole is Watcott. Watcott had a big hit his last at bat. Double that went all the way out to the fence in left field. Holmes, the pitch on the way. Going to be a called strike. Next pitch on the way. And I think that one hit him in the no. I thought it got him, but he's not pleading to the umpire that it did hit him. I thought it came off of his kneecap. Huh. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gets a big swing at that one. Strike 2. That was a nice looking pitch from Holmes as well. 1-2 pitch on the way. Rings him up on a called strike 3 at the knees. A little bit of movement there, and that's 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in the top of the 6th inning. St. Mary's lead at 16-9, and it will be Riley Abel leading off when we return.
Nice weather is coming, and maybe the winter was hard on your deck or your dock. 10th Street Lumber is your decking headquarters for all of your decking needs. From Trex decking to wood decking and beyond, 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's can have your deck or dock looking brand new. Stop by today and see Pat or one of his hardworking employees to see what they have. 10th Street Lumber wishes the Lumberjacks the best of luck. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
As winter drags on, you still need to stay warm and keep your animals fed. Triple X Feeds in St. Maries has all of those needs and more covered. You can stop by Triple X Feeds and pick up wood pellets for your pellet stove and pet food for your indoor or outdoor critters. Also, as spring grows closer, that means 4-H season. If you have a 4-H member in your household that raises turkeys or chickens, talk to Triple X Feeds about getting your 4-H project. Triple X Feeds in St. Maries.
Now we are back. Lumberjacks lead 16-9. It's been kind of a back and forth game. Kellogg went off to a 2-run lead in the first inning. St. Maries played at 3 in the second inning to take a 1-run lead. Then Kellogg put 3 across the top of the third to take a 5-2 lead. And then in the bottom of the fourth, things came unraveled for Wildcats. St. Maries played at 10 runs, and there was some coach ejection and just some fireworks here and there, and just not a pretty inning, not one you want to see. But the Lumberjacks took the lead there with 10 runs. Kellogg then put across 2 runs in the fifth to try to close it down, but then St. Maries played at 3 runs in the bottom of the fifth. And that's how we get to our 16-9 game, and the Lumberjacks have Riley Abel taking that first pitch outside for ball 1. Eisenberger. 9 total pitches. Abel takes a swing at a low one there. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, had to have to hold up play because we've got somebody walking across the outfield of the game. They're going to go ahead and let him resume play. Down low on that pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny that person decided to come in and walk around the outfield of the game. 2-1 count to Abel. Next pitch on the way. That's a nice looking pitch. Ground ball down to the first baseman. Can he throw to first in time? And they do. Nice play by the Wildcats as Eisenberger gets over there, hustles from the mound, and gets the catch from Logan Smith on that ground ball down the first base line. So that'll bring out Dylan Holder. Holder 1 for 3 on the day. Strikeout, swinging, an error, a walk, and a double. A double was out in the left field. First pitch comes across a little bit high. Holder can't hold up on the swing, though, and takes a cut. Strike 1 on the foul ball. And that was a perfect double, actually, by Holder, as that thing went down the left field line, was fair, and then went out into the foul territory. So the left fielder really had to run to get to it. That next pitch a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Holder. One pitch on the way. Inside, a little low. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch on the way from Eisenberger. That one up high and over the head of Holder. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cody Teft on deck for St. Maries. 1 out. Nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Bottom of the 6th. Pitch on the way. High inside. Ball 4. Vanderrob was getting ready to head out there as a courtesy runner and didn't have his helmet on. brings up Cody Teff with one out. Teff with a single, a strikeout swinging, and a ground out. 1 for 3 today. On deck is Milo Marsh. In the hole, Jackson Nantel. Nice pitch. Going to be a strike one called to Teff. 3 runs could end the game here, but that's a tall order. Never can guarantee runs. Strike 2. I think he got the check. I think he didn't go around on the swing, but that caught the outside corner of the plate. 0-2 count to Teff. Eisenberger steps off, chases Vanderrohe back to the bag. Over at first base, steps back up, ready to roll again. Clapper gives him signals. This time that pitch is down low. They tried to get the pick off over there, so I think Vanderrohe thought that might have been going to get past the catcher. Clapper able to get it, though, stopped. Tries that throw over to first. Can't get it there. Next pitch is going to be fouled off by Teff. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cody. Again, bottom of the 6th inning, Lumberjacks lead at 16-9. St. Maries with 9 hits. The Wildcats with 7. Each team with, I think St. Maries actually has 5 errors. Next pitch. Take a swing at a high one there. Climb the ladder. Strike 3, and Cody goes down swinging. 2 outs brings up Milo Marsh. He's 2 for 3. A single, a ground out, and a single, and a walk. On deck, Nantel. First pitch to Marsh. Hit by pitch. So that'll put Marsh down to first. And it'll bring up Jackson, who's 1 for 2. A walk, a single, hit by pitch, and a flyout. Been on base 3 out of 4 appearances. First pitch from Eisenberger to Nantel is on the way. And Anthony popped up on the infield. And it'll be caught by Smith for the out. And I will retire the sides. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on base for the Lumberjacks. They've left 11 stranded today. We'll be back. St. Maries leads at 16-9. It'll be Travis Eisenberger up to bat for the Wildcats.
St. Maries Realty is a St. Maries icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Maries Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Maries Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Maries.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
And we are back. It'll be Eisenberger leading off for the Wildcats. 0 for 1. Ground out and 2 walks. That pitch comes behind him for ball 1. On deck for the Wildcats is Watcott. In the hole is Coberly. Next pitch, swing and miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, down low. 2 balls and a strike now to Eisenberger. Game 2 is going to be an interesting one. Kellogg has gone through a lot of pitchers there. It might be because they're trying to keep their other pitchers fresh. And that might be why they ran through a couple of their, maybe some younger guys. That pitch is down low, ball 3. St. Mary's has used Anderson and Holmes. Next pitch on the way. That is going to be up and foul. Three balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way. Oh, outside corner, strike 3, catches him looking. Bring up Reed Watcott, 1 for 3, 2 flyouts, and then a big double. That double out to left field in his last at bat. 3 outs here will get St. Mary's the win in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Watcott. Down the middle, groove that one, strike 1 called. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. That one was, I think, going to be a ball if you let up on it. 0-2 count to Watcott. 0-2 pitch on the way. That is fouled off. Actually, does it count? He caught that. Brock Anderson makes the catch, actually, in foul territory for the out. And that brings up who's made it here to the game after their track meet, Ripley Luna. First pitch fouled off for strike 1. So Lunas are now here for the rest of this game, it looks like, and probably the next game. That's pretty cool. That pitch is down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. High fly ball into foul territory, and see if Anderson's going to make that catch as well, and he does to retire the side on the high fly ball in foul territory, and that will wrap this game up. St. Mary's wins at 16-9. We'll take a quick break and give you a few stats.
When your car's not running right, you want an honest mechanic that provides quality work at an affordable price. That can be tough, unless your dad owns a repair shop. But in St. Mary's, times have changed. You have Jim's Auto, and they treat every customer like family. Get everything from regular maintenance to major repairs done at Jim's Auto and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto doesn't just offer oil changes. They're a full-service shop. Jim's Auto can diagnose that check engine light, change your brakes, and fix your alignment. Ask about Jim's Auto's new Express Lane with same-day or next-day oil and tire services. And don't forget, Jim's Auto is an authorized Tire Pros dealer with nationwide warranty, service protection plan, and free roadside assistance. Jim's Auto and Tire Pros located at 69 Milwaukee Road, St. Mary's. We all remember Heidi's Sandwich Shop. Well, Heidi's is now Nellie's Kitchen. Nellie's Kitchen offers the same great menu, the same great service, and the same great food. Stop by Nellie's Kitchen today and try their new breakfast sandwich, the Nellie, or have a fan favorite, the Slumgolian. Nellie's Kitchen is open Tuesday to Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. for breakfast and 11 to 3 for lunch. Also open Saturday and Sunday with all-day breakfast. Eat in or call in your order at 208-245-2223. That's 208-245-2223. Nellie's Kitchen, located at the River City Mall in St. Mary's.
And we are back as we got about 20 minutes between games here. Take a look at this real quick. The Wildcats scoring looked like this. They scored 2 in the first, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth to come up with their 9 runs on 7 hits with 4 errors, and they left 3 on base. St. Mary's had 3 runs in the second, 10 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and that's how they get to their 16 runs on 9 hits with 5 errors, and they had 11 left on base. The Wildcats as a team batted at .241 in this first game. Austin Clapper he had a pretty good day at .500, .667 for Nosworthy. And that's the top 2 batters for the Wildcats. Let's see here. Nosworthy had 2 hits on the day and an RBI. So a couple of numbers there for the Wildcats. Pitching-wise, Wildcats went through a few pitchers. And Logan Smith started off. He had 4 strikeouts, 1 strikeout for Eisenberger. Earned run average in that first game for the Wildcats is 3.50. For St. Mary's batting, they were .300 in this game. Anderson was .500. .667 for Marsh, as he had a pretty good day. First game, he had 2 hits and 2 singles and a couple of RBIs. Trace Wicks also had a couple of RBIs, but no hits. And so that's those. 2 singles for Anderson, 2 singles for Marsh, a double for Holder. And pitching-wise for St. Mary's, Anderson gets the win. He had 4 1/3 innings pitched, 9 runs allowed. Earned run average was 9.69, 2 strikeouts, 6 hits, 4 walks for him. Wyatt Holmes came in and pitched almost 3 innings, faced 9 batters. Holmes had 6 strikeouts, only 1 hit, no runs, and no walks. Do you have no walks, I think? No walks for him. So that's a look at those stats, and that's going to do it for us for Game 1 from St. Mary's as Lumberjacks win at 16-9 over 2A Central Idaho League opponent, the Kellogg Wildcats. We'll send it back to the studio, and then we'll come back in about 10 minutes or so with our next game.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!
101 Daily Lesson. Here are 3 questions guaranteed to end a bromance. Number 1. Can
You rub lotion on my back?
Number 2.
Who's your favorite Kardashian?